Do you remember what it was like? I mean, in the world before. Well, what was it like?
People had more than they needed. We had no idea what was precious, what wasn't. We threw away things people kill each other for now.
Shalom. All right, Shalom Israel. I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakak Wadash, for allowing me to do another lesson. Yahweh is who the world ignorantly calls God. Yahweh Shai is his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and there's no God beside them. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone for being faithful witnesses to the Holy Spirit, and Shalom to the elect. And the brothers out there in Mississippi, the brother Shaquat, this is his page, GMS Dedication. All right, he did a beautiful lesson going into the times to come, as his lesson is entitled "Some Very Dark Times Are Coming." And I seen this lesson a few days ago. I've been meditating on it, especially in the beginning, where the brother plays a scene, as you see, from the book of Eli, when Eli, all right, is played by Denzel Washington, is speaking with Solara, all right, which is Mila Kunis, and he was able to survive the apocalypse, or the nuclear the nuclear war that the earth had underwent, and he was telling Mila Kunis, who was born afterwards, after the apocalypse, after shit hit the fan and all of that, she was asking him how everything was beforehand. As you see, he said people lost sight of what was precious and what wasn't. And another thing he said is, what people take for granted now, as far as food and things of that nature, people would kill for. And that's how it is, especially over here in America, because things are such in abundance that you don't see darker days. But the scriptures tell us that darker days are coming. In congruence with the scriptures, all right, which is a sure word, when we see what's going on in the news, all right, when we see the instability, of jobs and food, we see that shit will hit the fan here. All right, now before getting the articles, let me grab this. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And that's going to be a shocker to the people of this world, especially these Americans. All right. Well, as I found the article going into how wasteful Americans are. So it says, shockingly, 1/3 of all food for human consumption is wasted each year, and this alone is responsible for 8% of global greenhouse gas emissions. The U.S. is the second highest country in the world for food waste per capita, behind only Australia. Americans throw away more food than the citizens of the UK, Germany, France, Italy, and Sweden combined. We take a look at food waste statistics in America to understand the drivers and the detrimental impact it has on environmental and food security. You see? And it says moreover, despite the enormous quantities of food produced to feed the global population, over 800 million people worldwide still suffer from severe malnutrition. And I remember the elder brother Zahab always brings it out. He always says, the brother out there in Mississippi, he always says how Americans, the food they waste, you could feed entire countries, you know? Or even if not entire countries, you could feed a good majority of malnutritious people, countries. And you always hear the saying. I was actually talking about this with somebody the other day. How people, especially these Americans, they always talk about how they don't eat this, they don't eat that, they don't eat leftovers. Again, going into how we know, all right, because you might just say, oh, that's just a movie, it's just entertainment, all right? But we understand that it's more than just that, all right? Serious times is coming to this place, and it's quickly approaching. Let's grab, I want to read a little bit of this article, all right? Going into serious times are coming. All right, well, now it says 13 food shortages to expect in 2023. Now, mind you, a lot of these articles I'm reading are older articles. All right, this is from January 27th, 2023. The article I just read to you, brothers, about how America's waste food. This came out back in 2022. Yeah, November 23rd, 2022. All right, so how much more worse you think is the world and people off? Is the world off to now? But it says the United States in the 21st century is a place of abundance. All right, so that prophecy hits home, especially for Americans, as it says how the full storehouses will suddenly appear unsown. We've come to expect almost every possible item, including food and especially staple items, to be available at every corner market. Only in America, I'm not going to say only in America, but in America, you can get fruits that are normally grown in the summertime, in the wintertime. All right? In America, you can get mangoes, papaya in the wintertime. So this is definitely hits home as we read this article. It says, and especially for staple items to be available at every corner market, supermarket and warehouse stores virtually any day of the year and often at any time of day. That's all thanks to a robust and intricate supply chain that ensures products are available almost always without interruption. And while that system is pretty reliable for the most part, sometimes real life events create disruption and wreak havoc on the food supply, with the effects rippling out for years afterwards. So far in the 2020s, farmers, food processors, suppliers, and grocery stores have been affected by weather problem, disease, and labor shortages, or even all three factors and then some. And what are the extra factors? The chemical spills, the droughts, Well, it says weather problems, which is droughts, the chemical spills, all right, the fires to these particular plants, these different plants. Now you have something called what? The bird flu, which contributed to surprisingly empty store shelves at times, the lasting consequences of plant illnesses, animal disease, drought, climate change, and the CV, all but ensure shortages of some important food items in the coming years. Read on to discover some of the things experts say may be hard to come by in 2023. You know? And, you know, press, there's been articles in the past prior to the CV, you know, about a Farmageddon. All right? So America's pain has been brewing for quite some time, and quite naturally, or quite it's a consequence of the wickedness that it pushes. Right? Which this is Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 5. Thus saith the Lord God, an evil and only evil, behold, is come, and end is come, and the end is come. It watcheth for thee, behold, it is come. All right? Not only can America sustain itself, you know, it's cutting ties and, you know, doing its you know, it's friends dirty, so to speak, for lack of better terms. You know, which is a problem because America, as it's written up in Revelation 18, is one of the places, or is the place, you know, that receives the imports of, you know, precious wines and, you know, precious oils, precious ointments. All right, food at a you know, at a cheaper price from these other countries. You know, but it's burning its bridges there. So, as we put all these things together, we understand what it means by it watcheth for thee, behold, it is come. All right, whereas it cometh suddenly. All right, not upon us because we're watching, but for majority of the people it is. All right, they still planning on going on vacation. You know what I'm saying? They thinking about the next holiday. You know, the summer vacation, the spring break. The morning is coming to thee, O thou that dwellest in the land. The time is come, the day of trouble is near, and not the sounding again of the mountains. Now would I shortly pour out my fury upon thee, and accomplish my anger upon thee, and I will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense thee for all thine abominations. And mine eye shall not spare, neither will I have pity. I will recompense thee according to thy ways, and thine abominations that are in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh that smiteth. Now, of course, you know, we understand that the Lord is speaking to Israel, but Israel lives in America. You know, Israel lives in these different parts of the world that relies on America to sustain it. All right, in these different parts of the world, as they have taken on the pride, the wickedness, the idolatry of Babylon, therefore Jacob's trouble will happen to America and to the different parts of the world. All right, to where you have a you know, the governor of this country, all right, is pushing Mo behavior, or, you know, this country is you know, rioting for abortion rights. You know, that's all wickedness that has been afforded them, all right, through signing on to this beast, America. All right, through signing on to this whore. All right, and Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, as is, I always bring out, you know, your wickedness, as the scriptures say, those sentences against an evil work is not executed speedily. It is fully set in the hearts of men to do evil. All right. And the evil of this world gets, all right, the more squeeze Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to bring down upon us, please. All right. And we always say, the scriptures always say, that things are going to get very, very bad. A time of Jacob's trouble to where it never was before seen. And the time of wickedness prior to that time is at a super great height. All right. You know, you have this mole agenda, this transformer agenda. You know, now it's to where, you know, if you put a mole or transformer to death, you can get the death penalty, or you can get put you under the jail. You know, they're pushing the shit upon kids. The technology is so good now, you can't even tell if it's a man or a woman, you know, biologically. All right. There's arguments, you know, on, you know, what kind of gender is this? I believe they're speaking about that in India now. You know? So this world is saturated in wickedness. And Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to destroy it. Right? This place will go out painfully. This is let me get that, but let's grab Isaiah 24. Then we're gonna go back to 2 Ezra 14. Isaiah 24 and 3. The land shall be utterly empty and utterly spoiled, for Yahweh hath spoken this word. The earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled, you know. And when I think about haughty people, we think about prideful people, you think about Americans. Hey, the former president, Eagle-faced Trump, called other countries shithole countries. Meanwhile, these so-called shithole countries, the agriculture, you know, that they slave for, keeps this country afloat. All right? Allows you that abundance, you know, as we just read, to where you can go damn near to any store, you know, and afford you a variety of foods, chicken, meats, vegetables, nuts. Okay? It says, the haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore have the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burnt, and few men left, and the end thereof is nuclear missiles to Babylon. All right, and to the certain countries, all right, that's stem off of, you know, America. I'm talking about NATO and the EU. All right. And the time is coming, you know, there's articles also out there speaking about how, you know, they want to ban misinformation, which you already know what that's pointing to. That's talking about essentially banning the scriptures. It's essentially banning the prophets. Proving again that this place is on its way out. All right. Once you do that, it's over for you. As we just read, therefore the curse have devoured the earth, and the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinances, and broken the everlasting covenant. Basically, you shitted on the way of the Lord. All right, and the Lord already told us in Jeremiah 5:25, your iniquities have withholding good things from you. All right, and the elect are sighing and crying for the abominations that be done in the midst thereof, to where there's going to come a day in time to where the Lord has had enough. Does not it say in Revelation 18 that her sins have reached unto heaven? All right. Now, this devil is trying to X out the Most High. Therefore have the curse devoured the earth, and trying to X out the Most High, and trying to kill the Lord's people, putting your hand upon the apple of the Lord's eye. That's all to your detriment. The new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry heart do sigh. The mirth of tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoiceth endeth, the joy of the harp ceaseth. They shall not drink wine with a song, strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. All right? And these holidays is going to turn into hell days, as you constantly, which is another form of idolatry. We ain't got to get into that, But all these things are going to lead to your starvation, your pain, however it may come. Well, as the Lord said, some to the sword, some to famine, some to pestilence. So this is jumping over to 2nd Ezra chapter 14, verse 14. 14, verse 13. So set your house in order, warn your people, comfort those who are humble. The haughty people, they done for. All right, the prideful, they're done for. And teach those who are wise, then say goodbye to this mortal life. All right, because there's going to come a day where the Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to take us off this, take us out of here. All right, and then it's going to come a day where Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to take us out of here, us of the hopeful elect, and he's going to melt this place with nuclear missiles. All right, as a testimony to never be prideful to the Lord, against the Lord. Put earthly cares away from you, throw down your human burdens. All right, beautiful. That's why it's also beautiful to watch the Akim, man. Puts us in proper perspective as we also dwell amongst the careless. So that spirit may try to creep up on you. Put earthly cares away from you, throw down your human burdens and lay aside your weak human nature. Put all your anxieties aside and get ready to leave this world quickly. All right? And that's the ultimate leaving this world, is being beamed up into the chariots, but even going into the possessions in which we hold. All right? So whereas, again, your mindset is just to, live comfortably. Meanwhile, the days to come, you're just going to be hoping for a piece of bread. But the Lord said, what his servants shall eat. He told us in Isaiah 65 that we shall eat because we have kept his ways. That's why it's important to do so. Put earthly cares away from you. Throw down your human burdens and lay aside your weak human nature. Put all your anxieties aside and get ready to leave this world quickly. You have seen many evil things already, but far worse things are about to happen. As the world grows older and weaker, the evils that will come upon its people will multiply. All right, and this is in this is in a Good News Bible, I guess a GMB, But anyway, that's pretty much it. With that, shalom to the elect.